Greetings and salutations. How's everybody doing?
Good. Good. Thank you. Good.
It is Wednesday in August. What is it, the 5th, the 6th?
6th.
6th. Oh, my gosh. Can you believe it's August already?
I cannot.
What is going on?
Wait a minute. Your birthday's coming up.
Oh, well. I like to think the entire month is my birthday.
Oh,
At least for some
Are
of
you
it.
a Leo?
Oh, yeah.
I am not surprised.
No, that is so
It's all
true.
coming together now.
Very few people
Makes
aren't
all the sense
surprised.
now.
And let me say, just from in just sheer terms of greed, it's the perfect time to have a birthday because there's no other holidays anywhere near it.
You're not competing.
Not competing with anything, so it's all about me. Which
I'm
is
making
Sounds
a
like
note.
Leo.
Which is
What
really
is
great.
the date? What's the date?
the 10th.
Okay.
It is Sunday.
Nice. Well,
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much to come. The day
Very
of Scott,
nice.
as we will refer to
I
it.
think
No,
it's
the month of
every
Scott.
day
Well, it
is
is
a
the
day
month.
of Scott
Well, that's
in
true.
our world.
And yeah, you know the other sad thing is that I found out last night because I was going to go boating after this is that I have to work.
Oh.
Aw.
It is sad. It is terribly, terribly depressing and sad.
But you love your work.
I enjoy not working much better.
That's honest.
Always have. I'm built for not working. It was funny because during the pandemic, and everyone said, it's closed and you can't work and you can't do anything. I said, I've been training for this all my life. This is perfect. Finally, you can put all those tools to work. No pun intended. So today, we're going to talk about communication, I think. Again, it's a free-form kind of discussion. We may wander. The conversation will go where it goes. We're like a river. It's like a 4-channel river. It just goes where it goes. Little streams.
The
joining
4
every
magical
one.
rivers of Pittsburgh.
That's it. There are. Where's the 4th one?
Under.
That's right.
What?
Underground.
There's
I
a
didn't know
4th
that.
There's a 4th river in Pittsburgh.
Ava, we've been keeping this from you, and we decided to unveil it on today's podcast.
Well, I'm a little bit embarrassed because I live here long enough that I should know it, and so I do apologize.
I
but
guarantee you there are a lot
Many
of people
who
that don't.
don't.
know.
so that does it count as a river since it's underground?
Why not?
Well, then every little underground water is a river. I'm confused.
I think it's a very powerful vortex from what I
Just
understand.
going to
It's
comment
it's
on
pretty
that.
large.
Do you guys use it for anything, energy or anything, or is it just?
A lot of people who are aware of ley lines and energetic conditions, you know, essentially the vibration of a place, the feng shui of a place. So a lot of feng shui masters, a lot of spiritual leaders, representative of Hindu and Buddhist faiths, for example, more of an Eastern orientation, often select Pittsburgh to build ashrams and the like,
That's so
or that
cool.
area, and the fact that we have a glacial history that is so utterly primal and very, very old.
That's why the rivers are so low and the hills go right up from the rivers.
Very good.
So
So wait a minute, where is this river before we talk about communication? I'm sorry, I'm
I
getting.
think it runs right under the point, like right under downtown.
Oh man, I want.
So I think
I'm
that's
gonna
what I
research.
There's a
heard.
lot of flow. It's a lot of movement.
There's that vortex where they all 3 come together,
together.
and then underneath there's another one. So it's a very powerful vortex.
In fact, I think that the fountain at the point uses the 4th river for the water.
Wow.
Well,
if
that
I'm
could
not
be
mistaken.
cool.
Oh,
We're
I
gonna
think
look
we
that
need
up.
to explore that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look
I
that
do
up.
remember reading that somewhere. That now I know they redid the fountain, so I don't know if they changed that when they redid it. But at some point, the water coming in the fountain at Point State Park was from the
Wow.
4th river.
Incredible. So forget the sky. Well, we're going to do the sky jam, but we should also do a trip down to the point. To the
Yeah,
vortex.
now it makes it more interesting.
Once
for
the
We could do
sure.
it
park
on
is
location.
complete,
Yeah.
I like that idea.
We could do
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Yeah, we could take a boat down there and just hang out. We could
Since
do
you're a
that.
captain
Well,
now.
Scott's going to get on that boat.
Yeah,
Yes, I am.
He's a captain now.
I did. I took a 6-hour boat ed
Congratulations.
class. It was very long. I know all kinds of things I will never ever use ever again.
I do find
Like
it
if a barge, how many
strange.
times go blah, 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 and stuff like that, what that means, and all kinds of stuff.
Wow.
I don't know. 6
Read, write,
hour.
return.
Is it like you legit now for sure?
They gave me a certificate.
Wow,
That
That's
is
fascinating.
interesting.
Well, Ava, you want to tell the story of why I need that certificate?
I don't know. Do you?
Go ahead.
You had a little. Would that be a speedboat or what kind of boat you had?
Yeah, little
We were
runabout.
cruising around in a river, and he decides to dock. Is that how you call it? When
Well,
you put
park.
the park? Okay, you put the anchor down, and we just looking around. I think we had a sandwich or something,
We did.
and
We were
then
just
I'm like,
hanging
okay,
out. It was a
let's
nice
go
day.
now. And he's like, well, let's speed it up. And all I remember is this. You just think it's like a bird or like a big bee or something like, but I could feel it go by me. And I sort of turned towards him because I thought it's a bug. And luckily I didn't turn in it because there was the anchor.
Yeah, I forgot to take the anchor up
Oh my goodness.
when we were leaving. So
Now, Scott, as you all know, he never one of those, he stopped the boat and he was shaking. He just gave me this hug, which was kind of
my
cool. But at the
gosh.
same token, I think he realized, I still didn't realize what was going on. And
you're
when
in shock.
I'm like, was that? He's like, yep.
yeah.
I'm like,
And
wow.
Christian and I looked at each other and said, "Missed it by that much." It was-
Those are the moments in life though where you just take a pause and think,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
that
was.
has
needless to
changed
say-
my whole life.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little more difficult to get her on a boat since then.
Yeah. And so the 6 hour for me, I'm not sure. Maybe you need to take another one, like
There
an
was
extra.
a whole segment on anchors.
Okay, good.
Oh my goodness.
Right at the top was make sure you take the anchor back into the boat before you start
You
going.
know,
Yeah.
I can see how that happens though.
Yeah, because we were just like hanging out. The fascinating thing was that it didn't stop the boat. The boat was going quite quickly, and it only came flying out
could've-
of the water like a water skier
So true.
when we turned. So when we
Yeah.
were going, it was just merrily coming along with us, and then we turned, and whatever the centrifugal force.
Okay,
pulled
you
it
still
out
want to
and
come on a boat with us?
Well, now that he has his certificate,
That's
I
right.
feel a little
Yes.
better. But you're also going to be our guide at the retreat up the mountain.
No boats
I thought we were
involved.
getting
Yes.
a helper.
Well, sure, but you're also one of
Yes,
the
but
guys.
you
so
are
you
one.
want to
I'd like to
The
think
leader.
I like to think of myself more as the corraller
corraller
rather
okay.
than the guide.
Than the guide.
I don't think
okay.
a guide
Yeah,
is.
that's going to be very exciting. I think you, particularly since last time you didn't
Well,
get up there.
you know, I think I have always been kind of fascinated with mountains. Before the pandemic, I never told Ava this, but there was a trip going to Kilimanjaro with my fraternity that they were putting together, and I was thinking about going on that because in my goofy way that I think, I'm like, Kilimanjaro is like the lowest of the seven tallest peaks. Or I don't even know if Kilimanjaro is one of the tallest peaks. It's just the tallest peak in Africa. But it seems the easiest to get up to.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but you not really like to work and leisuring. I highly doubt that you would have made it. I'm gonna be quite honest here.
Really?
That's
Really?
Yeah.
Ava gets to say whatever she wants because
I'm
of
sorry.
the anchor
That's
incident.
a lot of work. No, not like you're not fit and you don't have the core, but I do think that is some serious
That's why we have
work.
guides that take us up and help us up. I'm not going on Everest.
Yeah, but they not pick you up in their back and just
I think
carry
if
you
you pay them
around.
enough, they will.
For sure.
Yeah, they probably
anyway.
will.
So you did not go on
Neither.
Kilimanjaro.
Yes, I did
Okay.
not go. That is
Okay.
correct. But I thought that would have been cool.
That would be
Because the
cool.
other peaks are kind of the basic idea is mountains are inspiring. Mountains are kind of. I've always been a skier, so I always try to get up to the highest part of the mountain. The higher, the better. And they're cool. They're neat. They're majestic. They're picture worthy. I love Ansel Adams is one of my favorite photographers, and he always has great pictures. And to think about it back in those days.
I know.
And not just in Ansel Adams' days, which was like 100 years ago, but 200 years ago, when the
200.
first groups of Europeans started going over through the Rockies and so on to how?
And all of it was unknown.
Yeah.
They did
You're
not
just
know
wandering
what was
along and it's
waiting
flat
for them.
grains of wheat.
Faith.
And then there's a 13,000-foot wall in front of them. And you're like, I got to get over the wall. What the heck?
It says a lot about human nature. And
So-
adaptability.
So the last day of the retreat, we're finalizing our itinerary.
We are.
She's
You'll
like,
find the
so
itinerary
She's like,
online
No,
at
because-
No, I think it's so good.
GHretreats.com.
Well, we're putting together itinerary, and
Okay.
it's so exciting. And you guys are in it, which we're so excited about.
Happy to be there. Excited.
Yay. And so the very fifth day, the very last day, the beautiful thing that we're going to do is go up the Sky Jam for those who want to stay. And we're going to hopefully have a guide from the area. And that will be our fifth day, what we do. So I think that will be a really nice way
Icing on the
to
cake.
end
No
end the
doubt.
retreat. One of our retreats a couple of years ago, we ended the last day by going to Joshua Tree.
That was
I
cool,
didn't
too.
go. I didn't
Why
go.
have you ever been there?
I tried to go,
yes.
but I
Wait, have you
couldn't
ever been
go.
there?
I have, but I didn't go that day. You went to Joshua Tree, and
Oh,
you
I-
did forest bathing.
It
So-
was a life-changing experience.
So
was.
What's the
I went
cool,
with my
other
family.
than the obvious trees? I mean, I have my U2 album there with the tree on the cover,
Good.
so I
Oh, good.
understand.
Well, then
You're
you
halfway there.
understand.
You're
so I
halfway
know
there.
what I know. what
So
the tree
I'm
looks
sorry,
like.
I'm being again ignorant.
You
I
didn't
don't-
read the book, but you
what-
watched the movie.
What are these trees?
They're gnarly.
They are.
They're gnarly,
They're from the
like
cactus
mesquite.
family, and
Yeah.
they almost have a human aspect to them, the way they grow. And they grow upwards and kind of vertical, out and upwards.
Okay.
But they're everywhere. And in Scott's descriptor, they're gnarly. You don't want to touch them because they are cactus. But the terrain is windswept.
It's like it's
In-
a desert, right? I mean,
It's a
just-
desert, and it created extraordinary, beautiful striated earth and rock formations.
Yeah.
And against the desert sky, it's just a beautiful spiritual experience. There's a skull rock, and it's literally
Very
looks
Mad
like
Max.
a skull.
Wow.
And there are many areas that you can easily climb on
Okay.
and into, and you're surrounded by this quietude, and there's really one way in and one way out. And when you get to Joshua Tree, you're just really committed to being immersed in a really beautiful desert experience. And we were fortunate enough to participate with Wyatt of Rooted in Sound, and he led
Oh, that'd be neat.
Oh, wow.
he led a what we would call desert bathing instead of forest bathing, and it was an experience. And we were probably there for 2 hours, which flew by. And my daughter said to me, and she was in her mid-20s at the time, he sent us out with books, guidebooks, and said, find as much flora as you can. Take a look at the plants and flowers, and you
In
survey
terms
it
of different varieties.
with your your contemporary eyes, and you think, well, this is going to take 2 seconds.
There's probably
And
actually a lot.
He's asking us to be out here for 20 minutes. And later, my daughter said, I'm not going to lie to you. When he said 20 minutes, I thought that's going to be a stretch for me. He ended up beckoning everybody back,
'cause people
and
were
we
still
were
finding stuff.
we were out there for 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and it was hard to gather everybody. And what was beautiful is it was multi-generational, but there were a lot of people in their early and mid-20s with us, and it
So
was
there's hope.
incredible. Yes,
Is what
it
you're
was
saying.
incredible to connect to the earth in that way, and to find these differentiations that the casual onlooker literally blows right by. And it makes you realize, there's just a real gift to being present.
So is it different?
No cell service. There is no Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
truly.
Oh yeah. Well, why would there be? Starlink probably works out there.
I didn't try it, but it's nice. So we did a Qigong and desert bath experience there.
So how many different flora and fauna things were found?
I think we were able to find 24, and there were more.
That's pretty cool. Snakes and all kinds of other creatures.
Lizards,
Scorpions. Spiders.
I don't want to see
But
those.
Bugs.
we felt incredibly safe and nothing that was threatening to us.
Well, that's kind of the amazing thing, and I'll tie mountains into that too, in terms of ecosystems. You have the desert, it has its own little ecosystem. And you have things that grow and live there that only grow and live there.
Yeah.
And things that grow in Joshua Tree are probably very unique, and you wouldn't find them in like the Sahara or other deserts around the world. How many unique plants and animals are in all of these little places? You think about the planet as a whole, undersea and down under the ocean, really deep, like down at the bottom of the trenches where the pressure is no light, incredible pressure that they always thought was barren, devoid of life, and they found the venting where the earth is venting with the hot lava and sulfur and hydrochloric acid just coming at like 200, 300 degrees or higher Celsius out of the ground. And it's just teeming with all kinds of life that has nothing to do with the way life has no photosynthesis. It's just chemical reactions, crabs, worms, plants, all kinds of stuff that, and so at the top of our mountain that we go to, if you think about it, we're going from basically sea level, in some parts below sea level, because the dead, wherever we're, Death Valley is very close, which is below sea level. And we're going to go up to almost 9,000 feet.
Amazing. The topography of that area is absolutely incredible. That you can be doing a desert walk and then you can do a mountain walk. But if
Yeah.
you want to go to the beach, you get in the car, you drive a couple hours. It has every type of terrain. California is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful state. And that's one of the reasons why we chose to do it there.
And we
I wanted
utilize
to ask,
that.
like, why there?
Why? Well, number one, I do live there in the winter, so it's convenient for me to have everyone come visit me out there.
I like that you put that right at the top.
It's convenient for us because
I
it's
think it's
usually
amazing.
February
I mean, I'm just being
in
honest.
southwestern PA.
And I can have a lot of the people who are running the retreat stay with me at my house, so that is nice. Also, I'm just in love with the whole place. It's just the mountains are a character itself.
Yes.
They are so incredibly beautiful, and the energy in Palm Springs from those mountains is incredible. And just to be outside in the middle of winter and doing all the, qigong and yoga and everything that we do.
We draw from those mountains.
Outside is just an incredible experience. And just the people there. The sound healer, Leslie, she's lovely, and it's just a wonderful place. And I love to share places that I love with people. So that's kind of how it started. And now it's been kind of like people are saying, ooh, I want to go back out to Palm Springs. So
As an East Coast of Florida person, of where we have always gone to, and then going out there, it is a very different, just, East Coast of Florida, Miami to Palm Beach is just nonstop. It's boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
Boom. Once you get up past,
What does
Jupiter,
that mean? Okay. Talk about communication.
There's a.
I don't know what was that sound
It's
language.
partying. It's flashy.
Okay.
It's now Palm Springs is flashy in a different way. It's a little more hippie flashy, if anything, but it's also got that kind of Rat Pack vibe thing, 50s vibe. But then reading about the Agua Caliente tribe, Agua Caliente band of Kuhia Indians.
Excellent, Scott.
Get the term correct. Largest landowner in Palm Springs. They have over, between the reserve and individual, they have over almost 40,000 acres.
wow.
Is what they
That's very
what
impressive.
they have. So the entire mountain range is part of the reservation, is part of them. And it's interesting because they don't really talk about the mountains, per se. They talk about the canyons, which is different, right? They're not just talking about the big wall in your face. They're talking about the passages through. And if you think about canyons, it's how the water gets from the mountain down to the bottom. to the floors. So I found that interesting in terms of how they
Relate.
approach it, because they're not, normally we would think you're just going to go get on top of the mountain, because a lot of the European way of looking at it is a mountain is from a military standpoint, you want the high ground so you can protect and put a fort on it. Like in Hungary, every mountain in every hill in Hungary
All
has a
right.
castle on it, doesn't it?
True.
I mean,
It's a little more than a hill.
Many places in Europe.
yeah, it's there's a hill. I need to build a castle on it.
Fortresses.
So not there, which is weird, because if you think about it, there were a lot of Indian tribes throughout the West that lived in the mountains, lived in the Rockies, all the way from down in New Mexico, in Mexico and the Baja, all the way up. They didn't build giant forts on top of the mountains to like protect the passes or anything else. So if you think about it, that's an interesting way that a civilization grew up.
And relates to domain and
Yeah.
territory and identity.
Because almost everywhere else, I mean, China built a great wall. All throughout Europe, every hill has a fort. North Africa, where they do have the Atlas Mountains, they built forts. Middle East, there were fortified cities, and everybody had a wall.
Well,
Jerusalem is on a high ground.
Yeah, I don't think they were ready to getting attacked and taking their lands from them, I would
But
imagine.
they did attack each other. The tribes attacked each other. They were not.
Did the language...
They
were
had different languages.
different?
So, Cherokee would have a hard time talking to Iroquois. They had different languages. They might have a base
And there
root.
were tribal
Oh, absolutely.
disputes.
They fought long, even
Intertribal.
when they were still fighting the U.S. After the Civil War, the tribes were still fighting each other. And if you look at the Revolutionary War, you had some, like the Huron were on the side of the British, and the Mohicans were on the side of the Americans, of the Revolutionaries. So you had tribes taking sides throughout. Before the Revolution, you had tribes taking the side of the French versus the British. So there's always been that going on. It just is interesting to me that they didn't, the ones out there, it was a very hunter-gatherer, nomadic life.
Well, what were they conquering the land, or what were their disputes
Well,
are?
but if you look at it, particularly from the Plains Indians and the West Indians, they, and forgive me for using Dances with Wolves as a reference for this, but they moved. They didn't stay in one place. So that doesn't mean they went into other Indian tribes' territories. Everybody had their respective territories, but they didn't have a city that they stayed. Like the Aztecs and the Mayans, they built cities. They were there. They had their place. But like the Comanche and the Cheyenne and the Indians out, the Shawnee and Indians out there, the Agua Caliente. Agua Caliente actually seemed like they tried to stay in the same place, but they didn't build cities, which is interesting.
It's very interesting.
Because they had a civilization and they had societies, very cohesive family and tribal identities, but they didn't build cities.
Well,
Well, they weren't accumulating.
Yeah.
I hope
But they were kind of accumulating because they accumulated what they needed. They weren't accumulating for just having. There's a difference.
Right.
It sounds like you really did your research. I'm impressed. I definitely do
He could
want to
ramble.
find
I've been reading about
guide
Indians for a long time.
to help us. It has such an interesting history, the whole area, because you have the tribal beginnings that you were talking about, but even just the whole modernism concept in Palm Springs, there's a bunch of houses that they have preserved to stay exactly pretty much the way they were back in the day, where the Hollywood stars.
So the 50s, like the
Yeah,
Brat Pack.
Yeah,
Brat
they would
Pack,
come
Brat
out.
Pack.
They would do their. They'd be part of these movie companies where they would have a contract and do their movies and everything that they were contracted to do. And they really couldn't go very far from Hollywood, so that was their playground. And they were able to go just a couple hours away in case they were needed to come back. And they went in droves to Palm Springs, and that created the whole Hollywood playground, and they preserved a lot of these houses. So they have Modernism Week, and it's sometime around January, February, and I had the privilege to go, and you get to go to there are people who own these homes still, but they've kept them.
And they showing him?
And they show them, and they
That's
open them, and
awesome.
you can go through them,
Oh,
and they're
fabulous.
Bing Crosby House.
Oh, all of that, and
Bob Hope House.
it's incredible. And they all kind of like live near each other, and you just walk through, and it's around this pool, and the history of that is so incredible too. There's a lot of interesting.
Complimentary martinis.
I did not have one. But it's a fascinating place, and very vibrant, Palm Springs. And now Palm Desert's very popular next to it. They have all the Coachella. I've actually been to Coachella and
really?
Stagecoach living there. We are very popular moms.
Burning Man? Is Burning
I
Man out there?
haven't done, that's more like in Death Valley, right? I think it's more in Death. Well, I haven't done the Burning Man. I heard they were a bit congested last year, trying to get out or
I
something.
think it rained last year, so it turned into just a field of mud.
Oh, my
and nobody could
goodness.
get anywhere because
Moist man.
Yes,
Yes.
for
Oh,
sure.
jeez. Yeah, that's
It's very
doesn't
moist.
usually happen in the desert. Has anybody known anybody to go? I actually have an uncle who went to it.
All right.
Yeah, no, never been. But I mean, it's a probably amazing experience.
I mean,
for people who love it.
everybody-
Talk about communication. We going through music. You could express yourself.
I don't know if people are going there for the music.
What are they going there
They're
for?
going there
That's
to-
a very good question.
They're going there to tell people they went there.
Oh,
I think
I
is
don't
what's
know
going
about
on a lot of
that.
it now.
I think from what I hear,
I think a lot, but that's the experience thing that we've talked about
Yes,
before.
yes.
Is are you going to have the actual experience, or are you going to tell people that you went so they think you had the experience because so you can? That's the new Rolex, right? That's the new Mercedes. Is I went here, I went
Well,
there.
no, I'm disagreeing with you. Of course, you're going
It's
to
a
share
status symbol to
experience and
say,
tell
I-
people.
well,
Why
but-
not? If you've been there, you earned it. That's your experience.
not
And then it's
disputing
sometimes it's
that.
good to share because that is the experience itself. And then share. It's not just a concert or anything else. It's
so Burning Man, the whole concept, from what I understand, is about exchange. So you're not supposed
Exchange
to
of what?
everything. So I don't even think people use money. I
Dr.
think
Susan
they
got that.
go and like. I don't know
Trade?
because I haven't been there, so I really can't
Trading
speak
what?
directly. But I do think everybody has like their thing, and I don't know. Maybe they're making veggie burritos, and maybe somebody
Oh,
else
okay.
is
Is that
doing
what the kids are calling it these days?
qigong, and somebody else is doing yoga, and
that's
somebody
what
else
people
has
are
like
doing.
song, and people ride their bikes, and there's all
It's like-
different.
It's like the Waltons.
well, I don't think it's like that.
well, I
don't
think it's
think so.
probably amazing, and you could be yourself. And part of that, I don't know what the music's are. The typical same type of
They have
musicians
different
are.
people all
okay.
the time.
I mean,
And then at the end, there's like something make it burn. I don't.
Oh no, they have they build a
effigy.
giant 80-foot wooden man and then they set him on fire,
Oh.
which I would actually love because I love blowing stuff up, which is great.
Oh.
So the whole actual burning of the Burning Man thing, right in there. I'm all
Okay.
over that.
We won't be burning anything, at least not on purpose.
We're not burning.
Well, what if
anything.
our agua caliente
Becomes
guy,
very caliente.
Yeah,
And not
hot
so
water.
much agua.
That's right. Yeah. No mas agua.
We've got it. We're going for balance. We're going for balance of the elements.
Yes.
But
yes.
yeah, I'm excited to get up on top of the mountain. If for no other reason to see what's on the other side of the mountain, on a clear day, maybe you can see California. I mean, see the beach, see Los Angeles.
What's that song? The bear goes over the mountain.
I have no
What's on the
idea.
other side?
I
The
don't know.
another mountain.
Oh my! I feel like I heard that song.
I'm going to expect you to have that full verse with accompaniment. We have the gong. We can start playing. And,
Karaoke.
Yeah, and do
Do
that.
you know that song, Susan?
I do. I don't know all the words.
I don't
So
know.
Susan
I don't know
and
the
I-
song or any of the words.
Have you all heard of the Mandela effect?
Nelson Mandela?
Well, it's
Yeah, it
named
is,
after
named
him,
after him.
but it's basically it's very hard to describe this in a couple sentences. But in a nutshell, there's different perceptions about how things have happened in the past, and people have lived somewhat on different timelines. So things have been spelled like Some people think Fruit Loops was spelled Fruit loops when they were younger, and some people, I bet you remember it Froot. Am I right? Okay.
I
So
don't remember
some
that.
weird reason, see, because you're on my timeline. Some weird reason, Susan
What is this,
and
a
I.
Star Trek episode? Are we waiting for?
Isn't it always?
Are we waiting for Spock to come out with the goatee?
I only could hope.
Maybe, but Susan and I have had
See, I
talks.
said
in-
she
in-
knows what episode I'm talking about.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
a Trekkie.
I am.
So
Well, we go to hair salons and we have tinfoil on our heads, literally getting
Literally
our hair
tinfoil
done.
on our-
and
on
we
our
talk
heads.
about these things, but we found out that most of our childhood memories were very the same, but had different spellings.
We
of
had
things.
a lot of the same pop cultural memories and references, but we spelled them differently.
Everything was spelled differently.
Or
It was very bizarre.
Why are they spelled
And there were
differently?
people in the salon
you-
that were either in Susan's camp or my camp. So you're in my camp.
It was about a 50-50 split.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So bizarre.
Yeah, we have it covered between
they spelled
Erica
fruit
and me.
Froot.
T.
We need these memorabilia.
Yes.
We somehow
We
we need
do.
to find
That
these.
box is probably worth some money then.
So I
today.
have to tell
If
you something
found a-
funny. I had happen at your
I'm telling
spa.
you.
A what? Who?
At your spa the other day,
okay.
Friday. I was going
At
there.
ESSpa,
ESSpa.
located
I
on
go to
Brilliant
their
Avenue in
beautiful
Aspinwall,
spa. I get
PA.
all of my
Thank you.
services done. I had my hair done, and I was with an amazing person who was styling my hair. And all of a sudden, he looked at my head and he went, and I was like, oh my God, what do
Oh,
I
this
have
is
something
so
wrong?
funny.
Like, did I like go to a movie theater and put my head back? Or there's something in my head. Like, I was so nervous. I'm like, why are you looking at me like that? And he goes, there's needles in your head. I'm like, needles? I had
You
had
had
acupuncture that morning.
Thank goodness for the professionals at ESSpa.
There were
And he left it in
antennas
there.
like that. And I thought of you immediately, Susan, because I texted you. I'm like, I have antennas in my
The
head.
Martian. What was that?
Antennas
What was
in
that
my
TV
head.
show? My favorite.
My
Martian?
favorite Martian.
With his little antennas that come up. Bill Bixby.
Nanu.
And Mr. Hand. Mr. Hand. I can't remember the actor, but Ray Walston.
You're good.
Yeah, he's-
yes,
his
as my favorite
information's-
Martian.
So anyway.
Did he pull them out for you?
No, I took them out, but we were all laughing.
You left
It was
them in
pretty-
'cause they're permanently
it was pretty
attached.
funny.
It happened to me once.
Yes.
It was on the side of my, on my arm, and I just was like driving
door
from the,
prize.
it was just it happened. But yeah, it's kind of
Instead of a centerpiece,
In
the
my
flower
eye. I was
centerpiece.
just, fine.
It wasn't in my eye.
But I could see Barry just sort of like being shocked.
It is.
Yes.
It's-
I'm an alien.
They think they saw it
Come
all.
come in, Erica. Hello.
Well, Susan
Talk
and
about
I
Starlink.
met.
You don't even need a router.
We
Just
met
going
in
right
the-
into your
we
head.
met in the salon. Well, not really met, but we
Yeah, we
reunited.
really had
reunited
our
in a-
first real conversation.
in a salon.
Yeah.
With tinfoil.
With tinfoil. Yeah, it seems so appropriate in retrospect. It really does.
Was it blocking out the other people talking to you?
Well,
Like
It was definitely protecting us from, the deep state.
but we were in a salon and we started talking, and I had heard of Susan Amorous as being a Reiki healer, the best in the area.
Oh, gosh.
And I knew you through our children, we're friends. So I said, and you had heard I had just opened this Green
Yeah,
Airs.
from
And we were
everybody.
sitting there with tinfoil at a hair salon talking about this. And
I
the
like
next
how you
we-
keep really pushing the tinfoil on
We're
me.
not going to be wearing tinfoil at the retreat.
But I like that you guys were talking because right now these days, like people in a waiting area or even a
Yeah.
salon, they just look
Nobody-
down. and
nobody-
On their
nobody
phone.
interacts.
No, we were.
No, we-
Even when you're working on them, they look
talking,
down. You
having
don't even
conversation.
want that. So again,
It's-
trying to bring
yeah.
bring us back to communication.
you're right.
It's so
We're
true.
walking all around with each other. They're trying to corral us back to finish the services, and we're like, just a second.
It's just not.
We wanna
it's-
connect.
It's
That's right.
not happening anymore. And it was salons, particularly for women. It was like an
That
area where
was
you went.
That was the
Yeah.
coffee
Get your
shop,
news.
right?
Yes.
Wonderful place.
Right?
I wish
Yeah.
it could be like that.
Yeah, it's not.
Well,
You just
it-
have to
some
wear
of it got a little
acupuncture needles in your head. You'll get people talking.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Or running.
Try it in your eye. See what people say then.
But you could
like
could
Plankin'.
form
Oh,
friendships, right? And
you
meet people
can.
there,
You
and
can.
it's just not happening. I mean, it is. I just have to say, even or making an appointment now, people more prefer online without calling. I love talking to the
Yes.
people who book my appointment, even in hotel. I want to talk to the concierge, and
I feel the same way.
And it's not happening. You could check our app, and I just don't like that. It's so
Depersonalization.
impersonal.
I kind of like the online booking thing.
Oh.
I do.
Why
like-
do you like it?
Because I can do everything myself, and I don't have to worry about somebody else
But
screwing
don't
it
you
up.
miss talking to people?
No, because they screw it up. So I'm not. If I screw it up myself, I have only myself to blame.
I don't know.
No.
But I can put all kinds of information in there, blah 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 blah, and it's like
An argument for both sides.
it's like making reservations for restaurants with OpenTable. I use OpenTable all the time to make reservations. Even if you say like, let's go to lunch in an hour, and I'll go on OpenTable and make a reservation, put little things in there, and tell them little things about me, and ask them for a table, and then you get there, and they're like, "Oh, hello! How nice to see you!"
It's like magic.
Yeah, and they have all your information right this way.
You could say that on a phone too.
You could, but it's just so much easier because you know what? Nobody answers the phone.
That's true. And if you're inspired to make a reservation at 11 p.m., you can do it
Yeah.
on your own time.
Yeah.
True.
That's
I do like to. I do like to physically talking to
You
people.
can't ask questions though. You can't be like, "Oh, what's your best table? Is there one by a window? Do
You
you
can
have?"
put that in there. Say, I would,
But you
I
get
would
immediate
I would like a
feedback
window. Thank
from
you
the
very
person.
much.
Yeah, I don't know. And even in banks, like I loved going in and drop our deposits, and it was just such a nice little chit chat with them. They knew you, and it was a safe.
I
don't
still
know,
do
was-
it. I still
was-
go to the bank.
So
Yeah,
it's personal.
I go to the bank.
I like to go
The
to
rest,
the bank.
we're talking about our friends. They all are like, you go to the bank?
I go.
Why do you go? You physically go walk into it. Who does that? Who does that? That's not like 80.
Yeah, I love. I just.
I'm like,
I
I go to
miss
the bank.
that.
Why would you? I mean, sometimes there's a need to go to the bank.
I do. I'm going to the bank today.
I'm going to.
Maybe I'll see
That's
you.
right.
Well, the first grocery shopping experience for me, Giant Eagle, was like incredible. First of all, it's like so huge coming from Hungary to see this store. And I remember they like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And isn't it a beautiful strawberry? And I was like, this person wants to talk to me? Thank you for your patronage. Wow. I was
She's like,
so...
what the heck is patronage mean?
well, that too, but I felt like this person was interested in me and cared, and I mattered, and I just loved that. And it took me a while to realize this is sort of a little bit of American way as well, but I still love that. I still love to chat with people in any
I've made
parts
friends
of
at the
my
supermarket.
life.
I will talk to people anywhere. I am like the guy that Dr. Rick on the Progressive commercials is like trying to get you not to be. I am that guy.
Yes.
And it does, and like table. I was just looking through pictures from because it's my birthday coming up, so I was looking at old pictures. And Ava was really nice because she put together a dinner, and I have pictures from all the tables that we didn't know. Like I would just because we were loud and obnoxious, and I'm looking at the tables of people next to us that are not part of our party. They're like, "Ooh, that's a loud table over there." So I have.
But I couldn't have booked that through online because it was a last
Right,
minute
it was
thing.
too
Nobody
big of a
would have
table.
take. And so I
Well, that's a good
actually
story.
called and I said, listen, I'm in such a pickle. I forgot.
nobody else
I
wanted to
forgot
have
his
us.
birthday. It's a big number. And we come there all the time. And you guys are just so lovely. So as soon as I walked in, he knew exactly who I was. And now when we go, it's just such a bond. I still gonna physically call and
Okay.
Good
if I
point.
can, yeah. So
All
and I
right.
love that.
I want to just shout out to ESSpa because your spot is like that. When I go in there, I feel
Yes.
like everybody's like, "Oh, hi, Erica.
So
like,
accommodating
how can
and
I help you?" And
friendly.
I just feel so good, and
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Be a little
Well,
chatterbox.
It is it's a constant battle though to keep the team engaged to do that, and it goes both ways because there was a time, we try to have not scripts because you don't want it to sound scripted, like it's canned in terms of greetings or what they're saying on the phone, but at the same time you have to have some kind of standards so to make sure everybody's getting taken care of appropriately. And for a long time, they had to say, whatever their name is. Hi, this is Sarah. Thanks for calling us Cosmetica. How can I make your day unexpectedly delightful?
Wow.
Do you remember that?
Yes. Do you
And
remember that?
it was insane the number of people that would tell us after the, first of all, that would yell at the staff, like, what are you talking about? Not yell, but like question, what did you just, what? What did you say? And then would be like, why did you, what, that's so corny.
Yeah, because maybe it didn't the way they said it. It's hard to say it sincerely too. You really talk about again, and you a good communicator, but it's something to have to come like, how can I make this day
How do I put it in
best
Pittsburgh accent?
for you or better?
Ian's having an unexpectedly
That's
delightful
not fair.
day.
No, that's not fair. You're missing the point, and it might sound it for that person. First of all, taking that by surprise, and also maybe just sounded so
Corny.
fake.
But it
maybe?
is
that
it
better
was
word?
it was that's the kind of thing, and I did that for the very specific reason of they're never going to hear that anywhere else ever, period, no matter what. So it just sticks in their head. It's like having a song that you can't get out of your head. You may not like the song, but it's in your head and it will not leave. So you're going to remember it. So unexpectedly, they're going to be like, and then they'll tell their friends, I called this spa and they told me to have an unexpectedly delightful day. And the people that they're telling it like they're trying to say it's a bad thing are be like, and? You don't want to have a delightful day?
I see both sides. I do. You want to have them
You
feel that
don't want
way.
to have a delightful day?
I always want to have a delightful day, but I don't want it to be a canned response. I want it to
Yes.
be authentic. So I think somewhere between the idea, which is fabulous, and the delivery.
I would like you to
sometimes
have an
can be-
unexpectedly delightful day.
Yeah, well, so that was authentic.
Thank you for
You know,
calling.
it's regional too. So different parts of the country, different places, you're going to have different kinds of feelings and when you go to public spaces. I lived
Yeah.
in Texas for a while, and people were very friendly. You should,
Where in Texas?
I lived in East Texas in Longview.
Oh, I had friends in Longview.
You should dress up. You should have your hair done. You should have an ESSpa on the corner of the grocery store because they go to the grocery store looking, very, very nice.
I love that. I think it's cool.
So it was just a different region, but people were always so friendly when you're walking around. And
So what
I
is
liked
that in a different states? Like what do
People
you?
are friendly here too. Everybody says Pittsburgh is friendly.
Different way, yes, but very friendly.
So what's the most non-friendly state you guys think?
I don't know.
Don't say New York. That's where I'm from.
No, but people say New York City is not friendly. But I don't know if it's not friendly. People are just too busy
I think New
even
Yorkers have
think
a charm.
about it.
New Yorkers have
I
their
do
own
too.
charm. They're very helpful because there's so
Well,
many people.
you have to pull them out of their shell because they're doing what they're doing. So if you're willing to put the effort in, then they're But I think
love
that's true
that.
in most places. If you're willing to put the effort in, people are
But
going
New
to help you.
Yorkers are always, from my perception, everything is your own perception, very willing to step in, even if they're not asked, to help you with something. I don't know if you've ever experienced what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
New York?
So, for instance, like if I'm shopping, do you want me to do my New York accent?
Sure. Yes.
Just
Not even
talent.
sure. Yes, you must.
So if I'm, shopping or something, and I'm like, oh, do you have this kind of blue jeans or something? No, honey, we don't have that kind of blue jeans. But if you want blue jeans, I could tell you where to get them. Just right around the corner at Saks. You're gonna find what you need.
love it.
And I didn't even ask for
No,
that.
wait. You need to use that voice for the rest of the show.
You did good. I like it.
Well, I am from New York, so it's easy to slip back in. But I will tell you that they can be very friendly New Yorkers. Very
The only place that I've really run into very unfriendly people is this Hungarian restaurant in Tel Aviv in Israel called the Tulip Restaurant. So if you're out there, Tulip Restaurant, do not go there because they're not friendly people. Do you know this, Ava? Do you remember this, Ava?
Ava.
Do you remember this?
I do remember.
Were they
that.
friendly?
Yeah. No, they were not.
No, they
but
were not.
They could be like they had a bad day or something.
We went in there several times on different days, and they were always unfriendly over like different visits. So don't go to that place. Not a good place.
You also have this way of walking into a place.
No,
and
walked
people-
in and is like, "Hey, my wife's from Budapest, from Hungary. You're Hungarian. How you doing? Nice to see you." I was like, "Get
Exactly
out!"
how you walk in. You sort of so big and large and alive that people just like, what?
You gotta tell them.
Irish?
You gotta tell them when we went to that castle. And remember when we went to the castle in Hungary, and we were like, "Wait, we came all the way from Chicago. We just got here to see the castle." It was
I
like
don't
it was
remember.
part of the Ministry of Agriculture. It was this. We had like a couple days. We just went. We're like, we're gonna visit every castle everywhere, no matter
Yeah.
what. And we were just driving by. I was like, "There's a castle. Let's go!" And we
But
just
you-
drove up, and there's like guards.
You're
and
loud. You're very loud. And Hungarian.
What?
Yes. And it's obnoxious sometimes.
No.
And it takes a little bit of, that. Like when you walk in, if it would be a free table in here, where would that be? You trying to
What?
tell this person that you would like to have a free table and sit down. That's not how you
You
ask.
mean in a restaurant, like an
Yes.
open table?
Yes. You do that all the time. And some people just like, oh, hi, you're
I don't-
funny.
wait, what-
And then other people like, who do you think you are?
Well, I'm Scott. It's
start
my
by-
birthday month. Let me introduce
No,
you.
that's-
You don't know me yet?
So I'm sorry you feel that way. I do think that maybe Hungarians is just a little bit colder, but it's not necessarily when they're very welcoming if they know you. It's just
Except at the Tulip restaurant in Tel Aviv.
Okay.
They're not there.
I
So don't go there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say don't go there, but
No, don't go there. Go to the Cafe Noir,
Now you're pushing
which
it.
is the place you liked around the corner, right? Over, yeah, you like that place. Over by
I
the
do
Nomad
think
Hotel.
that sometimes that throws off when somebody like you who sort of like walks in with good intention, right? Because you want to make friends right away, but it comes off as, whoa, I don't know if I could handle you.
I'd love to know how you two met.
Talk about communication.
Yeah, it was difficult because I didn't speak English, and but I wanted to. So I was. A friend of ours said, "Oh, I think you two would be great together," and so she and I.
Which I thought was great because I was complaining to her that nobody would go out with me. And she was like, "Well, this Hungarian just showed up next to where I work." I was like, "This is perfect. She doesn't speak the language. She can't ask anybody any questions about me. She doesn't know anything about me. This is perfect. This is
I did pretend
fantastic."
to understand a lot, and I do think I have a good sense of like
What was our first conversation?
about NATO. You were asking.
Mm-hmm.
What do I think of NATO? And you knew the tallest mountain in Hungary. You read a lot of stuff, so you obviously prepped yourself to meeting me. But I do think that I probably half of the conversation I can't remember because I didn't know what you were saying. I was just like, yeah.
Until I started going on the Nazi history of Hungary being allies with the Nazis, and then she was firing back on that one.
Well, yeah, because you always bring in history and politics into everything, and I don't appreciate that. But I didn't speak much
Typical
English.
first date conversation.
But I have a good hearing, and I wanted to mimic. You speak really good English, and I just thought, oh, it sounds so cool. I always thought that English sounds amazing, so is French, and I just think that it's musical, and I find it fun. I always wanted to speak English. I had to learn Russian and German, and I didn't think they sound as cool.
German's a very aggressive
But,
language.
English
Aggressive
is
sounding.
and particularly British English. That's another one. It's just like so. I find it.
But the
cool.
Queen's English, not the
Yeah.
Cockney English.
Yes.
Yeah.
And were you in Pittsburgh at the
Yes,
time?
Pittsburgh, and then
Yeah,
he,
took her up to
you know,
Grandview Saloon. Was
yeah.
our first date.
Yeah.
Oh, well, lovely.
And I find him funny and entertaining. I didn't care for your outfit,
I was wearing. I was
what were you
wearing a
wearing?
turtleneck.
turtleneck,
nice.
and my ideal of a guy was like,
She
like,
was wearing a turtleneck too.
no, but it was just to me it was a little.
She looked much better in her turtleneck than me.
I guess at the time, like hairy chest and an open shirt with a big red, like a big golden cross or like
What?
tan. That was my ideal of a guy at the time.
I am 180 degrees
So that was.
opposite
Yes, yes. So I was very young, so it was different. But I find it very unique that you had this. I mean, was like come up to your was like, I think you still
No.
have that sweater. It's like blue and white.
Oh, that one? Is that
Yes,
what I
that's
wore?
the way
I do
you
have
wore.
that still.
Yes, see?
Yes.
So, but I find you entertaining and funny, and I thought, well,
Funny is like in a clown is like I entertain you.
no, you
and make you
made us
laugh.
all laugh. You were funny, and
That's a movie
even if I
quote.
didn't understand half of it, I just thought it was supposed to be funny.
It was.
And I really wanted to fit in and learn English, and I thought the better way to do it is you surround yourself with people who wants to talk to you and interested about you, and then hopefully I will pick up the English.
This is all about communication. So, and then we got married, and then we had to go back to counseling because we didn't. We lost the ability to communicate. When she learned how to speak English, then
Yeah.
we stopped being able to
You
communicate.
shared the language.
Yeah.
That was the death nail.
Right?
Wow.
Then we
Yeah,
had to
you know,
buy
it is-
therapist
it is
houses in order to figure
interesting.
out how to talk together.
Yeah, I mean, not knowing English, you also sort of. I was always in a back seat a little bit because you would take me to a doctor. Here is Ava, and say hello to doctor. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm 50 now. We can't talk like that. So you were doing that still, and I thought, okay, I speak English now. Maybe not as good as you are, but I could speak for myself, and that was like a big. Sort of
There was a hurdle, yes.
like a hurdle in our marriage. Like, okay, I could say it for myself now. You don't have to speak for me.
The solution guy.
Yes, and I didn't understand. I hate saying that love language, but what mattered to him versus me. You know, like I think we talked about it. Like I love if he notices my car has no gas in it and he fills it up. Oh my God, I think it's amazing.
Oh.
I don't particularly care for his flower selections 'cause I don't think he buys good flowers. But then for him, the not being nagged is amazing for him. Like if I pass through, like you didn't do the dishes, or just don't even go there with him, and then he appreciates that. That took me a while, and I had help. Dr. Sheck, who helped us.
It took you a while. Wait, are you saying that you've accomplished that?
Yeah, I do believe that. I do believe that.
just
Although
wondering.
I'm trying to be funny, but I do believe that I accomplished it. We're still married, don't we?
Aw. How long? So how long
You
have
work
you been married?
together and you live together.
That's amazing.
That is the hardest part, you know.
it's a-
that-
Oh, it's
That's
24/7.
incredible.
There is no time off.
That's
Yes.
right.
It is. It
You've gotta
is
have a
all
great-
the time
a great
from
connection.
Yeah.
from when she comes and wakes me. I hear the shower start this morning at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I had a 7:30.
To when she's kicking me because she thinks I'm snoring, but I'm really not because I'm awake, and she's just kicking me. She's like preemptively
Just
kicking me.
kicking
Like,
you.
you're going to snore. I know you're going to snore in like 2 minutes from now, so I'm going to kick you now to
I
stop you from
actually have
snoring.
a guest room now. I just sort of like took. I'm like, I'm just gonna go to a different bedroom.
So
This
how
is
long have you been married?
25 years.
Oh, wonderful. Congratulations. I'm about
Thank
to
you.
celebrate my 31st.
Wow.
Jeff, who you know since childhood.
Well,
sort of,
middle school.
right? Middle school. Okay. But, you know, people like you, we talked about this in the first episode, don't have like lifelong friends like that.
I feel sorry for them.
It's a big deal.
I do.
And it's
Again,
amazing.
communication, very important with that. But the important part of it, because we all grew up the same, right? We all, I mean, you came in very different. But as a general rule of thumb, Jeff, the rest of us that grew up here, we're all in the same school, we're all in the same community, our parents are kind of in the same thing, we're all doing the same thing at the same time, a little different here and there. And now, there's some differences, but we still talk all the time.
It's so nice.
And we can get upset with each other and not agree with each other. And usually it gets blamed on me.
Yeah, but you
Another
know how
parent.
to talk to each other, right? Like for me in my
No.
business and friendships, I find it challenging communicating, and I wish I would have learned psychology a lot more, and because I just think it does help, and you could lose friendships if you're not communicating correctly or not.
See, now
I don't think it's the word correctly was the right
Right,
word I want to
yeah.
use, but I lost some friends over communications or not communicating. You
The
know,
not
and
communicating,
it's
I'll agree
regretful.
with, because if you're not communicating at all, then it just out of sight, out of mind type of thing. It just goes away. So, the constant communication is necessary. In terms of the type of communication, I don't. As long as it's constant, we'll work around that. I'm okay with if it's coming at different things, different ideas, different thoughts or whatever. It can be angry, can be whatever. It's all going to go around what comes around.
But what stops people? Like I had a client yesterday who was like, I really love the person who recommended for massage, but I think she was just a little bit too strong. I said, Maggie, did you speak up?
Right.
She said, no, I don't want to hurt her feeling. And I said, okay. Well,
That's on her.
No. But this is a way of communicating too. She was trying to not hurt her feeling, but actually, her experiences was totally ruined.
Correct.
The therapist had no clue.
Right.
She was not asking and communicating, hey, does this still feel right?
Yeah.
And
Which makes her experience
yes.
and relationship
Yes.
worse.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying I don't think there's necessarily wrong communication as long as there is open communication. There has to be, like with us, don't even understand half of what I'm saying, but we're communicating.
Yes.
So it's like the Nike commercial. Just do it. Just communicate. At the end of the day,
but that has different sides of it. How do you?
it certainly
important
does.
to know what your intention is, because
It's such a good point.
we can use a communication that looks equivalent to another one, but, and we were touching on this before this episode, a few of us, the tone matters.
Oh, yeah.
The word choice matters. To whom you're communicating,
Yes.
it matters. And I just think in business and organizations, we run into all these different styles of communication, but for the most part, where the bigger issues are is when there's a void of communication, or when the communication is not aligned with a productive intention. It can be designed.
Well, yeah, you can have a
to
snake
do
oil salesman.
Anything.
You know,
maybe it's
Machiavellian.
manipulative.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Machiavellian. Maybe it's territorial. Maybe it's creating a kind of smoke screen. There's a lot of things we can do with words.
Yes.
And I think that people are drawn to you and those for whom English is a second language, because typically, especially in the learning curve years, you have to be direct and, for the most part, say what you mean.
Yeah, you have no
Yes.
choice.
And because you
There's no
can't,
slang,
you
there's
can't
no-
use the idioms and
Yeah.
and contextualize and mislead. And there's such a beauty to that. And I think
But it can come off as
it's-
cold and unfeeling. to
it
some
could, because you can't express nuance
Yeah,
as well.
and that's why like phone conversations, or I actually call more people than text, because that when I read them, which is so many people forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
I
text.
know
You,
it's
translate
you
the
text
word.
with an accent.
Okay, all right, I do that, but I
It's awesome. What are you talking about? And it's like WVAHT. It's hilarious.
All right, okay. Anyway, but to me,
Somehow
it's
this
so
has become
much.
Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, it's so much more colder, because I could, like you said, the tone, the words we use, which is I would love to use more $10 words than the way I was just telling you that I feel like sometimes I'm like a 5-year-old, but very visual. I try to explain myself and I overdo it just to make sure that you understand. Meanwhile, I was the one who probably need to understand what you're saying because it's my second language. So I like, that's why I like talking to people, because then I feel like we could get somewhere. And
Yes.
hopefully, like you said, the intention is, if it's a service or whatever that we need to agree to, it works out.
I think that texting is a very scary way to communicate sometimes. I
It
think so much
is,
is
if
lost.
it's
I
important.
feel like emojis save you every time. So you could be like,
So
"Ah,
true.
la, la, la."
Right, and then
But
a
if you
little
put a
happy
happy
face, yeah.
face,
I
or
say
a
that happy,
heart,
right,
or like, and then
Yes.
you're okay. It's all good. I'm so mad at you, but
Yes,
like,
yes, I agree
you're
with you
able to
completely.
do it with emojis. We've all
As
pretty
opposed to a
much
little bloody dagger.
we've all pretty much come to a point in like almost back to kindergarten. Like
Yeah.
everything is just sticky faces.
Hieroglyphics. We're back
Yes,
to petroglyphs.
yes.
Isn't the sticky face part of the Pittsburgh? Didn't they invent the yuck?
Oh, Mr. Yuck.
Mr.
Yeah.
Mrs.
Mr. Yuck is
Yuck.
here.
Oh, I don't know, Mr. Yuck.
The
I
little,
learned about
the little
Fourth
sticker that you put
River.
on poison bottles is a little green sticker.
there's
That
Mr. Yuck, Ava.
Mr. Yuck
We're
was
going to
here.
have to have something
Come on.
dedicated
Yes.
Yeah.
The whole
Mr.
world now
Yuck.
is
Yeah.
has kind of
Nobody
come
talks
to the
about Mr.
level
Yuck
of like
anymore.
stickers, Mr. Yuck,
Yeah.
Mr. This, and happy
Yeah.
face.
We're
and
back to
smiley,
graphemes.
Yeah.
But it saves us every time.
Okay, I want to know more about
Takes
this
the edge
Mr.
off.
Yuck next time for sure.
Well, it was
We'll
the,
do an
the
exploration.
the toddlers from drinking a bottle of bleach.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because the skull and crossbones were very attractive, and we had the Pittsburgh Pirates, and so kids were. And so
Yes.
it used to
That's
be
so
that the
true.
poison was always the
Right.
skull and crossbones, and children loved pirates and all things
That
about our
is-
baseball
okay, very cool.
team. And so a physician, an area physician, created it.
Genius.
There you go.
Genius.
Yeah,
I like it.
was very, it's
Very cool.
genius and saved a lot of lives.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. So communication. I think we covered a lot of communication
Yeah, we
today.
did.
We really did.
We did.
We did.
We wandered a little bit.
We-
I was trying.
We didn't go quite into the alternative Star Trek episode as
Not
much as
yet.
we could have,
We'll do it next
but we'll
time.
do that next time.
You heard it from Ava.
I need my Captain Kirk back.
I'm going to have to study and watch some episodes.
Okay. Well, that's a good episode to have.
I'll
Okay.
make sure I bring my acupuncture needles.
Bring them for everybody, so we can all have.
It'll be fun.
So if you have any questions, DM us, send us notes, emails, carrier pigeon, whatever, tom-tom drums, any kind of communication. Let us know. And next week, who knows what we're going to talk about next week, but we're all here next week.
I am not.
You're not?
Holly, we have a special guest.
Oh, yeah.
Do you
Very
wanna-
exciting.
Holly Adams, she is an art instructor extraordinaire.
She does things like this behind us?
Yes, she does mandalas. She does a lot of self-exploration, guided art workshops and experiences. I've been a student of hers. She is a student of mine via Qigong, so she has a lot in common with a lot of what we are doing. And she will be with us at the Palm Springs retreat. This is the
Yeah.
second
Yes.
year
She was there last
in
year.
a
Yeah,
row,
she
and
was
you
very
can
Very
cool
fun,
focus
very
on her.
lovely lady.
Yeah, lovely woman who is incredibly gifted at bringing out the things I think that we want to explore within ourselves.
You know
so
who had some
she's
of the
here
best
next
art
week.
things were the kids,
Yeah.
which was they were really getting into it.
Very expressive.
Much
yes.
more so than me. I was like, where's the hot tub?
You're
Back
too
to the
hard on yourself.
Get back
Called
in
by
the
the
There is a hot
agua.
tub at this
Come
Yes.
hot tub. I'm
right?
going to be there. I'm in that hot tub. I am a water creature.
We're going to put a placard on it so everybody else just stays away.
That's right, Scott's Hot Tub. So speaking of Scott's Hot Tub, how do you get the Scott's Hot Tub in March? How do they sign up and get more information about
February.
Or in February, whenever it is?
Oh, for the retreat?
Yes.
Well, you go to greenerisretreats.com. and
GH Retreats.
GH
Because you can't
Retreats,
spell
thank you.
Eris.
GHretreats.com for all the information about the retreat. We're open and would love to have new people come.
Absolutely. And if you want to know anything about Ava,
How
check
do
out
we do that?
Yeah.
www.ESSpa.com.
.com, okay. Thank you.
But you can email us, DM us, send us your quotes and any kind of constructive criticism that you might, or birthday gifts from myself if you'd like. So happy to take those, and I'll send you a thank you note.
All month long.
All month
All
long,
month.
lasts all month.
Yay,
Yep.
happy
And
birthday.
then we'll start celebrating for
birthday,
next year. Thank you
Scott.
so much.
Happy birthday.
Until next week, thanks for shopping. We'll see you
Thank you.
later.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.